welcome back to my channel. So today we'll start with a new topic of heat transfer, that is convection. As we saw conduction, what is conduction, how it works, what are the different subtopics in it, we have studied each of them. Now we will go in a detailed version of what is convection. So whenever someone asks what is convection, what comes in your mind? There is some molecular activity, there is some energy transfer. So why does molecular activity take place? When does molecular activity takes place? More precisely, if I want to say, when diffusion of energy takes place. When diffusion of energy takes place. And when macroscopic bulk motion takes place, that is energy transfer. Macroscopic bulk motion takes place due to energy transfer. Or energy transfer due to macroscopic bulk motion. So convection can be defined as diffusion of energy due to molecular activity, diffusion of energy due to molecular activity, and energy transfer due to macroscopic bulk motion. So convection is equal to molecular activity plus macroscopic bulk motion. So why does molecular activity take place? Due to diffusion of energy, and here energy transfer. This alone can also be called as advective heat transfer. What is advective heat transfer? Energy transfer due to macroscopic bulk motion is advective heat transfer, and diffusion of energy due to molecular activity is convective. So convective plus conductive. So conductive plus advective is equal to convective. It is called convection. So now we'll study an important topic called hydrodynamic boundary layer thickness. This you would have studied in FM, fluid mechanics. We will go back and we'll just revise it. Hydrodynamic boundary layer, it plays a very important role. The diagram itself is important. Hydrodynamic boundary layer thickness. So consider a plate. Just a minute. So consider a plate. See, there will be a increase as distance increases. Hydrodynamic boundary layer thickness increases as distance from the leading edge increases. See, this edge is called leading edge. This edge is called trailing edge. You have to remember the names, like when concept comes, not in terms of problems. This is called leading edge. So as distance from the leading edge increases, the hydrodynamic boundary layer thickness increases. So what is hydrodynamic boundary layer? Basically, it is the distance where there is a gain of free stream velocity by 99% when measured perpendicular from the plate. So when you measure perpendicular from the plate, there is a formation, there is a gain. See, you can see it varies, it increases, and that is why the thickness increase. There is a difference. So this perpendicular distance, it is called hydrodynamic boundary layer thickness, represented by delta Hx. So there is a gain of 0.99% of free stream velocity. This is free stream velocity. Capital U. The vertical force is called lift force. And the horizontal force, if you remember, it's called drag force. It is called drag force. See, there is also three transitions, that is laminar. Why it is laminar up to a particular limit? Why it is laminar up to a particular limit? Because the boundary layer, that is the fluid, will be flowing in the form of layer. The fluid will be flowing in the form of layer. Here, see, it is very important. Here, u is equal to 0 at y is equal to 0. Why? It is no slip condition, that is the fluid will not slip while flowing. It is called no slip condition, and therefore it will form a parabolic pathway. But as the distance increases from the leading edge, there is a transition taking place, so it is called transition zone. There will be a trailing edge. See, so this small layer, it is called as laminar sublayer, because here there will be some part which will be again flowing in the form of layer. This part is called laminar sublayer. And the third one, it is called turbulent flow. See, why here there is laminar flow? Because viscous force dominates the inertia force. Why here it is turbulent? Because inertia force is dominant over viscous force. Therefore, when you can see here, the hydrodynamic boundary layer thickness is smaller, but as the distance increases from the leading edge, the hydrodynamic boundary layer thickness increases, and there will be a formation, not parabolic, but it follows the log law. Log law of Prandtl 7th power. The equation of log law of Prandtl 7th power is given by, see, small u by capital U is equal to y by delta the whole raised to 1 by 7. Okay. So this is Prandtl 7th law. So there are some important things. So no slip condition. Says then that is the conductive heat transfer is equal to convective heat transfer. So the conductive heat transfer is given by minus Ka dt by dy. Here towards the y-axis we have to take at y is equal to 0 is equal to HA T minus T infinite. It is very important condition. And for laminar flow over plate, delta boundary layer thickness is given by phi x upon Rex. See, generally this formula will be given in the question. That is because it will differ from equation to equation. If they give if there is a predefined equation which is given by the paper setter, then it will be different. So formula will be available. You have to just remember some basic formulas which I will tell you. And tau is equal to Cfx, that is coefficient of friction or drag coefficient, half rho u square. Okay, so these are some things. Now next, just we will write some formulas. So first formula will be of Reynolds number, which is given by rho u, that is L by nu. So V is equal to nu by rho. So U L by V, it can be also written as L by. So as Reynolds number increases, the inertia increases, and as Reynolds number decreases, the viscous stresses increases. Now Prandtl number is nu Cp by K. What is nu? Rho V Cp by K. So V by K upon rho Cp. We have studied in the conductive heat transfer, K by rho Cp is alpha, thermal diffusivity constant. Now Nusselt number is nothing, Q conductive, ratio of conductive heat transfer upon ratio of convective heat transfer upon conductive heat transfer. So H upon K by L, HL by K, HL by K, H bar L by K more precisely to say. And Stanton number is equal to H upon rho UCP. Sometimes in competitive exams they will ask, so what is the relation between Stanton number, Nusselt and Prandtl, or they will give some values and will tell you to find Stanton. So here nowhere we can see the relation, but we have to make the relation. So divide numerator and denominator by L by K, UCP into L by K, and then again H L by K rho U L by nu, multiply and divide denominator by nu Cp by K. Why? Nu Cp by K is Prandtl and rho U L by nu is Reynolds, HL by K is Nusselt. So what is Stanton number basically? What is Stanton number? I'll write with a different marker. So Stanton number is equal to Nusselt upon Reynolds into Prandtl. So guys, today we'll stop here. In next video I will give you some more formulas, explain some concepts, and there will be assignment session. Don't worry, the concept which will be used in the numerical I will tell you. And till then, peace out, stay safe, please like, share, subscribe guys.